You ever sit through a timeshare presentation, not because you got tricked into it, because you signed up, you drove there, you cleared your afternoon. 2 hours in a hotel conference room, guy with a headset mic walking you through beachfront properties, and you're into it, you're taking notes, you're texting your wife about the pool and how amazing it looks, and at no point in those 2 hours does anybody mention that every single person on that stage paid to be standing there. All right, Gamescom opening night live is next Tuesday. I've got the times, I've got what's confirmed, and I've got a published price list that I think permanently changes how you watch the thing. So let's go. So the calendar first, because this is genuinely the useful part and I'm not going to bury it. Opening night live is Tuesday, August 25th, 8 p.m. in Cologne. For us, that's 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, noon Mountain, which is me, so I'll be eating lunch through it. 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. if you're in the UK. There's a pre-show that starts 30 minutes before that, and the pre-show has historically had actual announcements in it, so it's not just a countdown timer with lo-fi beats. Main show runs about 2 hours, Geoff Keighley hosting. I'm gonna butcher this so bad. FC Deporte co-hosting, maybe. Free on YouTube and Twitch. Confirmed so far, and this list is deliberately short because they hold the good stuff back. Final Fantasy VII Revelation, with director Naoki Yamaguchi showing up in person, The Witcher 3 expansion, Songs of the Past, which is a sentence I did not expect to type in 2026, Metro 2039, which doesn't come out until February of next year, but is playable on the floor, a fresh Silent Hill Townfall trailer from Konami, and Game of Thrones War for Westeros. That's what they've told us. The rest is Geoff doing his thing where he tweets a photo of a hallway and the internet loses 11 hours to it. 5,000 seats in the arena. 34 euros 50 a ticket, gone in minutes. People paid actual money for the privilege of sitting in a room to watch trailers they could watch at home for free. And I want to be clear, I'm not dunking on them. I would also do that if I lived in Germany. And it goes further. Gamescom this year sold out its entire exhibition floor, all of it. First time in the show's 18-year history. 233,000 square meters gross. Last year pulled around 357,000 visitors from 128 countries, with 1,568 exhibitors from 72 different countries. They're already drawing up expansion plans for 2027 because the building isn't big enough anymore. E3's dead, has been for years, and this is what filled the hole. Which brings me to the number I've been sitting on for a few minutes. Okay. Gamescom publishes its booking documents, anybody can look at them, and I'm paraphrasing off the sheet here, but the 2026 rates go like this. 30 seconds of your trailer in the pre-show costs 63,000 euros. The pre-show, not the show, the part before the part. 3 minutes in the main broadcast, 510,000 euros. That's the first time it's crossed 500,000. My brother, in Christ. That is a house. That is a house in most of this country. For 180 seconds. And there's a floor to even get in the door. To be eligible to buy that slot, you need a 100 square meter booth on the grounds or some other activation worth at least 75,000 euros. 2 years ago, that same floor was 60,000. So the cover charge on the opportunity to spend 500,000 euros went up 25%. Excuse me? What? Now, to be fair to Geoff, and I do mean this, there are editorial slots. They're free. He curates them for stuff he personally wants to champion. And the German Trade Association's managing director has publicly said the majority of the show's content isn't paid placement. I believe that. I think that's probably true. But look at what you got. You've got a 2-hour broadcast. You've got paid slots and free slots running back to back in the same edit with the same music sting and the same world premiere Chiron. You've got a 75,000 euro entry fee that quietly filters out anyone without a marketing department. And you've got no on-screen indication whatsoever of which is which. Any one of those things by itself is fine. It's a business. Everybody's got to eat. Put them all in the same receipt, and it reads a little differently. It's a music festival poster where the font size has nothing to do with who's best. It's who wired the most money. And the distribution is the part that actually gets me. Last year's show peaked north of 2 million people watching at once. It was carried by roughly 3,700 co-streams, and afterward, the trailers and stage moments pulled another 91.5 million on-demand views. So a publisher pays 500,000 euros, and then thousands of channels rebroadcast that ad for free, and then it gets clipped and reposted for the next 18 months, including by me on this channel this week. I am part of the delivery system. That's not a gotcha, that's just true. And I'd rather say it than have somebody say it for me. So let me drop the bit for just a second. There's a hall at Gamescom, Hall 10.2. It's the indie area, and the teams in that hall are specifically exempt from the €75,000 activation floor. They can't meet it. Everybody knows they can't meet it, so the rule doesn't apply to them. There's also a dedicated indie showcase on the 27th, and Games Done Quick is bringing its speedrun marathon to Europe for the first time that same weekend, running for charity. So picture 6 people, they pulled money for flights. They're splitting an apartment 40 minutes outside the city on the train line because Cologne hotels during Gamescom week are a war crime. They're going to stand at a folding table for 4 straight days explaining their game to strangers, most of whom are walking past to get to a bigger booth. They did not buy a slot, and there is no slot for them to buy. They just showed up with the thing they made. That's what these shows were supposed to be. Somebody makes something and you find out about it, and the finding out isn't a transaction. The stage got sold. Fair enough, the stage was always going to get sold. The floor didn't. The best thing you see this week probably isn't going to be on the stream. So okay, it's back on because the rest of the week is genuinely stacked and you should know the times. Xbox is doing its whole 25 years of Xbox routine with 140 gaming stations and 25 playable games. Fable, Gears of War E-Day, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, Metro 2039, Alien Isolation 2, Stranger Than Heaven. They're broadcasting from the booth at 4 p.m. Cologne time on Wednesday the 26th, and then again Thursday the 27th. That's 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain, 7 a.m. Pacific. Set an alarm or don't. Future Game Show is back on the 26th with 90 plus minutes, hosted by 2 of the Resident Evil Requiem actors, and then they roll straight into a live show floor broadcast right after. They've got a third one on the 30th, wrapping up the week. Public days start Thursday the 27th and run through Sunday the 30th. Wednesday the 26th is trade and press only. And Sony isn't on the exhibitor list, which, worth noting, they weren't on it last year either and still ended up in the broadcast, so I wouldn't fully write them off. And here's what I'd actually do Tuesday. Watch it, enjoy it, I'm going to. But when a trailer hits and your brain goes, oh, that looks incredible, just ask one question. Did they show you a date or did they show you a mood? Because the ones that cost €500,000 are usually the ones with something to sell you in 8 weeks. The ones that are 3 years out with a cinematic and no gameplay are the ones you're going to be waiting on until 2029, wondering what happened. Wish list nothing on Tuesday. Wait until Thursday when actual people have actually held the actual controller. And quick thing before you go, channel memberships. $2 get you a badge, emojis, video early, and a vote on what I cover next. 4 get you members only shorts, plus a voice message, reply on your comment, perk or threat, your call. 7 makes you an executive producer, priority replies, and we shoot a 5 to 10 minute interview that goes up on this channel forever. Not a story, not a short, a real video with your name on it. Join button's right there, or don't. I'll be here either way. If this video pulled you out of an oil change waiting room where the TV's playing the same infomercial for 40 minutes, hey, you're welcome. Like if it was useful, subscribe if you want the recap after the show, and I'll be covering the fallout that week. And in the comments, I want a specific one. Name a game you first saw at one of these showcases that actually came out and was actually good. And tell me how long you waited for it. I want the years. I want to know if anybody's still holding out for something from 2021. And I'll see you in the next one. Kyler, out.